I was literally dancing to the music. It's not even that fun of music. I'm like, da, da, da. I am so, so excited for today. Today is our final day of YouTube Level Up Live. And, honestly, I woke up this morning and I felt kind of sad. I was like, oh, it's the last day. As if like we can't, like we have so many other things that we're creating with you guys, and you guys are getting so much value and content all of the time. But there's something that's been really special for me in seeing, and here's the cool part, like we get to own our emotions, how we feel, we get to celebrate the wins, we get to like really love on the moments in our life that really kind of just inspire us, right? Because the amazing part is what's been different about this event more than any other event I've ever created with you guys is you. Like the interaction, the support that you guys are giving yourself inspires me to just like keep on giving you content, because what you guys are creating, what you guys are doing with the stuff that I'm giving you, what's unlocking for you, what's breaking open some of the barriers, limitations, and excuses that you guys have been living with. It's amazing to see those things unlock for you, because that's literally why I do what I do. That's why I am who I am. And I had such a funny conversation. I really had to stop myself last night because, to be honest, guys, like I don't tell people, yeah, like this is what I do, and like I don't just like go all over through this and like explain and describe everything. Like a lot of people don't even know I run my own business. A lot of people don't understand what a content coach is. A lot of people don't understand what I do. That's okay, because the people who are meant to be in this space will be in this space. And here's what I want you to hear from that. The people that are going to be in your community on YouTube, the people that are going to be subscribing and commenting and watching your content, they are the people that are meant to be there. Trust the process. Trust how long, what it looks like. Just trust the fact that the people who are going to be hearing you in that moment, when you put a piece of content out, right? When things don't look exactly the way you expected, when something has less views than you thought it would, and you're like, I failed. Remember that the people who were meant to hear that in the moment that they heard it, like it was for them. It is for them. It is always for them. Always for them. So it's a beautiful thing to have so much peace and trust, to know that the process is perfect. We just get to jump in and keep going. So, guys, I'm so excited for step 3. You guys are going to be learning. We've gone through serving, building. We have created amazing things over the last 2 days, and today is our final day. I'm so excited you're here. I'm so excited that you are here to jump into the third step, because the third step is really important. This is what closes the loop and supports us in knowing every step moving forward. Every step moving forward. Imagine a process where like you take the guesswork out of it. You take like, I don't know if this is what I'm supposed to do. Like one of the things that got me stuck so much, like mentally, emotionally, logistically, one of the things that got me stuck when I started my YouTube channel, when I started my business, is not knowing what the next step was and not knowing what it did, right? Like not knowing what it did. I'm like talking too fast. Ugh. Slow down a little bit. I'm like, it's Saturday. I've had my coffee. I'm like hyped. I'm ready to be here. So hear me on this. It's not about knowing all of the steps. It's about knowing what the next step is and why, right? So now, like once I created and really understood the YouTube process, I was able to create something that made sense in my brain and something that I could teach and support other people to like go through a set of steps and understand the process of creating content on YouTube. Like once I was able to understand the whole process, do the work, make the mistakes, whatever, then I was able to formulate, okay, these are the 3 steps that every single piece of content gets to go through and every YouTube channel gets to go through to create clear, concise, value-driven content, which is super exciting because again, it takes the guesswork out. And if you're live with us right now, comment in the chat. You know the drill. Comment in the chat. I love to see you guys. I love to actually see your names and who you are so that I can interact and answer questions that you have, support you in any way that you need support right now. So if you're live with us, drop it in the chat next to me. If you are watching this after it's live, oh my goodness, I love you. Comment down below. Let me know who you are. Let me know where you're watching from and what's landing for you during this training. So, like, I'm blanking on what day we started. We started on Thursday. So Thursday, we talked about service, right? Having a service-driven business, having a service-driven YouTube channel. And just so you know, if you're like, Kate, she's talking about business, like why? YouTube is business. Business, we have like this bad taste in our mouth when people talk about business, especially when we are people driven, right? We're like, I don't want it to be business. I just want to be able to support people. I just want to be able to help people. I want to be able to inspire people. That's beautiful. And you get to have like abundance come back to you. You get to have a system that gives you freedom and doesn't chain you down to something that you did love and then you lost why and like why am I doing this? And then you just like it becomes work, right? What I'm focused on building with you, and this is what I found in my own life, in my clients' life, in my peers, when I talk to like my incredible mentors in the YouTube world, when I talk to anybody, I'm always asking them these questions like, how have you stayed consistent in creating content and being inspired by the content you're creating, right? Because if we're not inspired, we will not be inspiring. Hear that. If you're not feeling inspired right now, you're probably not the most inspiring person to be around. Wouldn't it be amazing to wake up every morning and be like, I am so in awe of this beautiful day. I am so grateful. I am so, like, I see the abundance everywhere around me. I am so grateful for this. Like, you create that like emanates out of you. Like, you create it everywhere around you. So that's what we're about, right? This is not a hit and then you're done. Like I never want YouTube to be a quick fix about like, you know, like gaining audience members or like being popular. Guess what? That's an exhausting game that you play and it's not going to make you happy because you have nothing to show for it in the end, right? This is about giving your audience value and actually being the type of person that is impacted and impactful, right? Inspiring and inspired. Inspired and inspiring, right? Like flip them. You get to be inspired first to be inspiring. So, we've talked about service. We've talked about how do we build out of that, right? How do we build content? How do we ask really important questions? How do we ask open-ended questions so that our audience knows we actually want their feedback? We actually want support. We actually want to know what they want so that we can give them what they want, right? This is a beautiful, beautiful system where everything is about service and value. And you're constantly regenerating that value. You're constantly asking and prodding and prompting and saying, hey, like, what do you want next? What do you want next? Right. And the beautiful part about this is you're going to start to get to know your audience really well. Like, I know my audience. And I honestly, like sometimes it takes a bit, especially when you're doing stuff and you don't have support. Cause for a long time with YouTube, I didn't have support. And that's how I started my business. Cause I'm like, so many content creators like me have gone through this process without support. And they're really wanting to build something amazing, right? They're wanting to attach this to a business they already have. They're wanting to build this into their life to create financial freedom and joy and passion, but they're getting overwhelmed and stuck because they're not clear what their audience wants. They're not even sometimes clear who their audience is. And they're like, what do I have to do with these people? Right. But even through the process of switching through different things and being unclear and doing things by myself, I know my audience pretty well by now. Like, I love them to pieces. They interact with me. They comment. I know who they are. I know what they love. Like, we have a relationship, right? And it's different than a relationship with like my best friend and me. But the reality is that's what we're shooting for, right? That kind of relationship where you know them so well that you know the content that they want. You know the content that they need to hear. So we've talked about service. We've talked about building. Today is all about growing. Today is about growing. How do we scale this process? How do we grow? Not only, and here's look, today is going to be fun because I want you to just close your eyes right now and trust the process. And there's a lot of things that we get stuck in our head. There's a lot of business type things that people do, not in a tasteful way, that really turn us off. And today is all about reprogramming that in our minds and in the way that we show up with our audience. Today is about allowing abundance to come in, allowing value to be returned, and having a constant loop of giving value and receiving abundance, giving value and receiving abundance. When you are in service of people, I promise you, it will always come back. It will always come back. Sometimes in the moment when you're pushing stuff out and you want something to grow and you're on the verge and you're like, I can't make this happen. I'm not creating it. I don't know what to do. Like, it can feel like I don't have anything coming back to me. Like, I don't have it coming back to me. What's going on, right? It can feel like that. But the reality is, you get to look and see where the abundance is everywhere because it is everywhere. And as we choose to look at it, then we can start really growing without being exhausted, without burning out, without getting stuck, right? So today is all about growing. And I'm going to teach you like some epic strategies that you can implement within your YouTube channel, that you can scale within your YouTube channel to support you in the business you already have, or to build out something that creates financial freedom, that creates abundance, that creates all the amazing things in your life that you want to be there. Because let me tell you, when I first started YouTube, I spent hours and hours and hours and hours and hours every single day, either creating content, editing content, like creating it, producing it, thinking about it, or looking at my analytics. And when I first started YouTube, like looking at my analytics, I spent so much time obsessing over my analytics. Like, I got another view, yay. Like, okay, right? Why? Why are we doing this? What's the point? Let's get back into the game and actually start creating and not just be like obsessed about what happens after, right? And there's a place for that. And I teach you guys all of that in my community. I support you on that all the time. So if you guys want to be in my space, then get on my email list, go get support. That's an amazing place to be. I do trainings all the time within my group, and you guys get amazing, amazing value. So that's the place to be. And when we're talking about growth and we're talking about business strategy and how to create something that creates financial freedom, we're talking about not trading time for money. That is a foreign thought in our day and age. For us younger people, we're like the trendsetters. We're like, okay, we're gonna not do this. And let me tell you this. There are a lot of people in the world that struggle with the young generation coming in and saying, I don't want to have to put in all my time that's directly associated with what I get, right? Like, go into a 9 to 5 and how many hours you work is how much money you make, right? It's a rat race. But a lot of people look at that and they say, well, that's just fair, right? You work, you get paid. You work, you get paid. Here's the thing. We're talking about working hard and working smart. I love how Benji Travis shared in day one. I showed you guys part of the recording that I had like an awesome interview with him. And he's talking about like when he has a conversation with his daughter, he's like, we work hard and we work smart, but we always work hard, right? So it's not just about working hard. It's about being efficient. It's about being productive with our time. And let me tell you, I hope this lands with you, because at the end of the day, if you're constantly wanting to level up and you're trading time for money, then it doesn't just mean you're leveling up your income. It means when you level up your income, you're leveling up your time. You're like spending more time to get more money. And a lot of our parents, our grandparents, maybe even us, have spent so much time like trying to make the money and then realizing, wow, it's not really about the money, which is true. And then what happens is we give up. We're like, oh, okay, well, then I'll just live here and that's fine. Okay, right? And if there's any time in the world to be building your own empire that is directly associated with creating income in your life, that's not dependent on anybody else's schedule, but on your schedule, now's the time. Because I don't know if you guys have like, I don't know where you guys have been, but this world is like getting a little inconsistent. It's getting a little nerve-wracking. I'm getting a little like, okay, this is the time to build out my business and to really level stuff up and to start like getting into the mentality of like, no, it's not time for money. It's about working smart. It's about being passionate and being devoted and being committed to the people that I'm in service with. And that is not always directly associated with time. So now is the time to be creating. Now is the time to be starting, because I'm telling you, the people out there who are really smart and playing the game well right now, they're going into creative careers. Never in our world have we had such a huge group of people being entrepreneurs, being creative entrepreneurs, being content creators. Like, this is the space where like the robots and the automations aren't all over the place, right? This is the space where like people are really valuable, because we can't give a robot, okay, well, like make something original, make something that has like personality. Like, we haven't gotten to that point yet. And I know some places are like, they're playing with it, right? But at this point, creative careers, it's an amazing place to be, because you get to express who you are and no one can take that away from you. No one can take that away from you. And the amount of content that we can create that inspires other people to create as well is it's such an inspiring place to be. So everything about growth is about looking at, what are my gifts? What are my skills? How can I level this up so that I'm actually creating a life I want? I just had a conversation with one of my dear friends, and she's in some incredible leadership training right now. I've just graduated from it like 3 weeks ago or so. She's still wrapping up in it. And we had a conversation yesterday about like creating income in our lives and how that is associated with happiness. And we were having this honest conversation about, you know what? Like, our parents chose to spend less time, therefore creating less money, right? Like, they had to choose between, am I going to live at a certain level where I feel like comfortable and happy and I want to be here and this would be plenty of money, or I'm going to live here and it's a little bit, it's a little bit more of a stretch, but I'm happy and I have time with my spouse and I have time with my family and I can enjoy my life, and not everything is about making money. Like, there's a trade, right? When it's about time, there's a trade. You're either going to trade having lots of money and spending lots of time making it, or you're going to have less money and spend less time making it. Here's the beauty of the world we live in now. Working smart, working hard means you can create as much as you want, as much as you want. Again, you're trading like, hey, like where do I want to be happy and to be able to do and create the things that I want to create? And that is something that I'm constantly asking myself, and that shifts, right? It shifts through seasons. It's something that I'm constantly asking my clients, where do you want to be? What do you want to create? And why? Why do you want to create that income? Is it about that dollar amount? Like, does it look good? Or like, do you have a legit reason, a valid, heart-driven reason why that is so important to you? Is there something that you can do with your family? Is there something that you can do with yourself? Is there like a trip you can take yourself on? Is there a nonprofit that you so badly want to support? Is there a nonprofit you want to build into your business? That's what I'm working on right now, like leveling up my business so I can actually have a nonprofit built into my business. Right now I'm supporting other nonprofits through my business and with my clients. Like, we're all creating that generosity together. And that's going to be a huge part of our workshop coming up in September. Like, it's going to be amazing. We're going to have so much team and support and community. It's going to be absolutely amazing. There's something that turns on when we create the resources in our life, which is not always money, but there's something that turns on inside of us that makes us realize, wow, as we create, we give. As we create, we give. And you know what this does? You know what? At the end of the day, when you're creating income and you're putting it in the bank somewhere and you're not doing anything with it, and you're not giving it away, you're not being generous, you're not serving other people, you're not loving on people, creating money means nothing. Without a reason for the money, you can't really create it. Like, you get stuck in your head about all the valid excuses of why this isn't worth it, and you just get stuck. You just get stuck. So, what we're sharing with today is specific tools that you can use to grow in your YouTube channel. Some of you have not started creating content on YouTube, and you're going to be like, man, I don't even know how to do that stuff. That's okay. Today is about opening up your mind to possibilities and shifting out of judgment and into generosity. Because, to be honest, the business tools that we've seen in the world being used in the world, people aren't using them very generously. People aren't using them with integrity and responsibility. People are using strategies to bombard our emails, to bombard our life, to bombard our future. They're literally saying, hey, you need this, you deserve this, you want this, blah, 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 blah. They're telling us what we want. They're literally telling us what we want. Instead of us choosing, hey, like, this is what I want, right? This is what I want. How many times have you been controlled by marketing and by advertising and by selling to want something that you don't really want and to just buy it? I can't tell you how many things I've bought just cuz. Not because I loved them, but because I just bought them. We live in a world where we need everything to be happy. But the truth is, we get to get really clear with ourselves why we want to build out our businesses, why we want to grow our YouTube channels. Is it because of popularity and subscriber amounts? Guess what? That's not going to sustain you. If you're doing it because you've got this business you want to level up and you want to build like community and networking into your business, cool. You've got a valid reason for growing, right? But we get to keep on coming back to why. Because if we don't come back to the why, then whatever you're growing, whatever you're building, whoever you're serving, it will not sustain itself. You get to be connected to why. Yeah. Edwin says, just look at YouTube ads. They're more aggressive. Yeah, they're continually getting more aggressive. So, so much of what I teach in my community, you guys, for some of you who are on my email list, you're like, she talks about leadership all the time. Like she talks about leading your business and leadership just does not turn off. The reason it never turns off is because you cannot distinguish a successful business from the leadership of the people growing it, building it, creating it. You cannot remove leadership from any successful business, any successful brand, because the only reason they've been able to level up, the only reason they've been able to get clear on who they serve, get clear on how to build, and get clear on how to grow in a way that is in their integrity, in their honesty, and in their heart. You cannot remove that from leadership. If you don't want to be sold to, if you don't want people to offer to you, that's your leadership. That's being able to say no to the things that will not serve you and being able to say yes to the things that will. How many times do we feel pressured, even when we have something offered to us that we don't want? That's not about the person offering it to you. That's about you. So we get to be clear about that before we ever try to market or serve people with paid offers. We get to get clear in our head about why we're responding to things ourselves. I'm going to share this with you because I shared a little bit about this yesterday, but I want to share this really quickly with you and land because this is so relevant. The first time I got offered a business coaching program, it was the first time I'd ever been offered anything over $1,000. It was a $10,000 program. And the person who offered it to me was like, we have a 10K program. Like we're giving it to you massively reduced. Do you want it? And I was like, I don't have that kind of money. Are you kidding me? Like what in the world? And I was angry. I was upset. And literally someone in my life who really stood for me in that moment a couple weeks ago supported me in realizing that that was holding me back from serving my audience. Me being in resistance to someone offering something to me, me being in resistance to that was holding me back from giving value to my audience. When we are in resistance to something, it creates resistance everywhere. The reason I'm allowing us to take a minute to look inside of ourselves is because anything that you hear me say moving forward, you are going to have the picture of your resistance. You're going to have the reflection. You're going to be looking through your lenses, and your lenses are going to be in resistance to everything that I say. So check yourself right now. Be open-minded. Be in support of your audience and be open-minded to what that looks like. All right, moving on. So growth. Everything that we're sharing about is growth. Like it's all growth. We're going to jump into specific strategies, things that you've heard people talk about quite often. They just don't talk about them in the right order. A lot of people talk about these things out of the gate. These were the videos that I listened to when I very first started on YouTube, and they did not serve me. The reason I share pieces of this with you is because you've gone through this process with me. You've gone through the last couple days with me. You cannot really value what I'm sharing today unless you've watched the other videos. So to be super honest with you, if you're live with me and you haven't watched day 1 and day 2, I would just recommend that you go watch day 1 and day 2 and then watch this on the replay, because you're not going to be able to respect yourself to create the content out of what I'm sharing with you, and you're not going to have the leadership to know how it fits into the steps unless you have the first couple steps. Okay. So, I forewarned you. So, growth. There are so many ways to grow and build something out incredible and build layers of value. That's what we're up to today. Build layers of value that will support your audience. It always comes back to service. The reason these 3 steps, serve, build, grow, they are never apart from each other. They are always together. They're linked always. If you hear something that doesn't sound like service, let me know. Like, honestly, let me know. If I ever give you something that doesn't feel like service to you, then it's either I'm not presenting it in a way that is showing that service, or you get to look at, what am I in resistance to? What am I in resistance to? Like, it's either of those 2 things, and almost always, like, we get to be responsible for how we respond to things, for how we react to things. We get to be in that space first, and then we get to look at what would support us. So, growth, there's so many ways to grow. I think I've said that 5 billion times. Today, we're going to be talking about a couple specifically. These are ones that I have worked through myself. These are things that I have tried and implemented and tweaked. And I'm going to share them to you in the order of where I kind of want to spend a lot of time on. And there's one in particular that I want to spend a decent amount of time with you on, because this is what's really supported me in growing my business and also using my YouTube channel in a way that supports my audience and getting to the next level of value, right? So, we have a couple different ways. We have network marketing. I will share with you guys what that means. We have affiliate marketing. We have brand deals, and we have email marketing. Email marketing is the one that I want to spend a decent amount of time on with you, because it's probably the one that you're like, ugh, ew. Next to network marketing, it's probably, ugh, nah. I get emails all the time. Well, I'm going to be sharing with you how to create value and trust and the next level of intimacy and like really being generous. This is what email lists really mean. This is what email lists are capable of creating with your audience. And I love email lists. I love them. Some of you are already like, I've talked to some of you and you're like, I'm in resistance to this. I'm in resistance. I'm in resistance. It's like, it's okay. You get to be in resistance and you get to constantly look at what it is about, right? Your past experiences, what you've seen it create, like the people that you've seen create stuff with it. This isn't about them. This is about what you are creating. You can create anything you want. Anything you want. Use a platform any way you want. You can create whatever you want to see. Remember, everything we're talking about is being the leader you want to see in the world. Not being me, not being anybody else who's successful or creating amazing things. It's about being you. Who do you want to be? Who do you want to see? Create that. So, network marketing is an incredible resource that you can use for products that you already love. I share that because a lot of people go into network marketing. I will dive into this. A lot of people go into network marketing and they're just selling or offering products that they don't even use themselves. And that's not the way that it's intended to be used. So basically, the way network marketing works is you have a relationship with a business. And whenever you let people know about products, whenever they purchase with you, you get money back directly from that purchase. Now, that's the first level of network marketing. The second, I don't want you to get stuck on this. It's a possibility. I'm going to share with you what this means for YouTube. The second level of network marketing is creating a group of business members together where you are benefiting from everybody's sales and everybody's income that they're creating by offering products they already love. All of you together are creating that. So that is what network marketing is. Simple. That's just what it is. Now, here's how you can use this with YouTube. If you have products you already love, if you have businesses that you buy plenty from, you can create content on your YouTube channel and mention and reference the products you already use every single day. And you can put links, affiliate links. There's ways to do this. Do not do this by yourself. Go look up research. Come to me if you're like, hey, I want to do network marketing. I want to do affiliate marketing. Come to me. Let me know you're doing it because there's some very important things that you get to know. Legal things that will get you in trouble if you don't do them right. So that's why it's not something you just throw yourself into. I'm telling you, I've gotten kicked out of Amazon affiliate like 3 times because I didn't meet the requirements of whatever is going on. So like, it's just a funny thing. I laugh about it now. Like, I'm like, yeah, I'll get there eventually. And then they'll be like, yeah, okay, you can come back in. It's one of those moments where you just get to laugh at yourself. So network marketing is a really great thing for specific businesses that you already buy stuff with. So for me, like I do this a lot with makeup products. I do network marketing for Beauty Counter, Arbonne, um there's a couple other ones that I'm not thinking of right now. But literally, like, I just have a good relationship with some of these businesses because I love their products and I genuinely love what they offer. I love really like the values that they stand by, the way that they treat their customers. I just really like how these businesses stand by their products and by the way that they serve people. And so I logically share these things. Like it makes sense to share these things because they're already things that I love. They're already things that I use. Okay? And then what you can create is you can literally create a business within a product that's already created. Like amazing, right? And you can use YouTube in a way to reference and share and offer things and give things away. And like you can create massive value for your audience through network marketing. One that is very similar, people get them confused, but one is very similar is affiliate marketing. And that's basically, hey, any product you use, Amazon affiliate is like the most common. Any product you use, like you can put an Amazon link for people to go to, and literally every time they buy from that link, you get money back. You get a percentage back for whatever they buy. So it's a beautiful way to give value that you would already give to people. Let them know that it's an affiliate link. You get money back for it, right? People, communities, audiences, they almost never have a problem with that. You just get to let them know, right? You just get to be clear with them about what it is. So basically, what you're creating is you're creating a strategy of passive income, semi-passive, because you are creating content to share this with, semi-passive income that is constantly growing even while you sleep, which is so exciting. It's awesome, right? So I want you to let go of all of the people that you don't like that do it and like all of that stuff. Right now, what I want you to be focused and lasered in on is service. You are creating content based on what you already use, not on like something that, is going to make a decent amount of money or popular and you're like, "Hey, I use this," and you don't really use it. Like that's just being dishonest and not being in integrity with yourself or with your audience. You can lose trust so fast. So when you're constantly coming back to, am I giving value to my audience because I want them to know about it? Or am I just creating stuff that will make me money? You get to honestly ask yourself that question. But these are powerful tools that you can use to be creating really incredible income into your business. And as your YouTube channel is growing with serve and build, like as you're building this out, as you're constantly looking at what your audience wants from you and creating that content, you're going to be growing a community that loves and trusts you and that is established, right? And it's going to be an incredible audience to serve to, right? It's an amazing thing. And here's the cool part. Your audience members, they don't get charged anything extra for you using an affiliate link, for you using a link specifically that will bring you back income. They're not getting paid anything extra, which is super exciting because you can literally give value and give like be receiving in return without your audience even having to like, they're not giving you that money. They're not writing you a check. Like they're just buying the product and you're getting rewarded for sharing the product, which is awesome. Brand deals are specific associations with businesses where they will pay you, they will support your space, they will support what you're creating. You get sponsored, you get asked to, hey, can you can you review this product? Can you review this service or whatever and make a video about it, make an honest video about your user experience. The cool part about this, like think about in your in your research, when you're looking up a product and you're like, I don't want to see a review from the business. They're just going to be like advertising. I want to see a review from somebody who's actually used it. That's the power. That's the power of affiliate marketing, of brand deals. Like, people are giving an honest reflection of what their use of that product was. So I did a brand deal. Man, it was probably like the first, I don't know, it was like maybe 3 or 4 months into my YouTube channel. I did an awesome brand deal with Editor Keys. Editor's Keys is like an amazing business. They offer incredible editing tools. Love them. I've had them on my speaker show. I've had them. They're amazing. They're just amazing. So I created a video. They paid me and they gave me the products and they said, "Hey, we want an honest opinion of our products and we'd love if you'd share with your community about these products." Cool. Perfect. I gave them an honest try. Didn't matter what my review was. I was going to be honest, right? Like, I was going to be honest about, "Hey, is this product actually good? What are the pros? What are the cons?" This is my microphone. I end up loving their products. They were amazing. I gave them an honest try. I'm an audio engineer. I spent a lot of time editing. I know my stuff, and I was able to give them an honest review. And, it's created an amazing relationship between me and my business and their business. That's what brand deals can create. There's sponsorships associated, like there's different things associated with brand deals, sponsorships, affiliate marketing, network marketing. But the reality is all of these things are about you offering something, you sharing something that you already use, and getting some money back as a thank you for sharing. That's it. Think about it that way. The most important thing in all of that is that you get to show like products and services that you already love and use in honesty and integrity. Like, you get to like be honest with yourself and be in service. That's why service is always where we come back to. We always come back to that. Okay. Email marketing is, a lot of people have resistance to this as well. I had resistance to this in the beginning. Then I started actually jumping in and creating a space for my community and directly communicating with them through email. And it blew my mind. Now I love email marketing. It is the reason my business has grown the way it has. It's the way my business will continue to grow. And it's an amazing next level of trust and value that you can give to your audience. Hear me on this. This is how this works. This is how this works on my YouTube channel. Some of you don't have your YouTube channel set up this way. If you want any support from me around this, just message me. I'm happy to support you. And also, we're going to do a deep dive on this in our workshop, and I will drop that link again if you guys want to jump in. Some of you have jumped in, which is awesome. Why do I never remember to put these links in here? Bear with me. Here we go. I'm going to drop this workshop link in here. If you guys want to jump in, you can. There's no pressure. This is the next level of creating incredible content on YouTube and implementing everything one-on-one with one-on-one support in the everything that we're talking about plus more is what we're diving into in this workshop. So it's going to be incredible 4 weeks with you guys, one-on-one coaching, modules, Q&A. You're going to get your questions answered live as you're going through the process, and you're going to get incredible coaching. You're going to get incredible accountability and support. It's going to be an amazing space. One of the things that I teach in this program is how to create a community off of your YouTube channel to give them even more value. Guess what? There's limitations to YouTube. Wow. Okay. YouTube is not a perfect platform. There's things about this platform that I do not like any other platform. There's limitations to it. So what I do and what I teach is to supplement in the areas that you want to do, you want to give value and in a deeper, more intimate way. So you can use Facebook groups to like bring your people in and do trainings that are longer, whatever, blah, blah, blah. You can have an email list. That's what I'm going to be sharing with you guys today. And kind of the combination between an email list and a YouTube channel are like fire. 'Cause I'm telling you, like, I've gotten so many clients from my YouTube channel because I share about things on my YouTube channel. I give value for free on my YouTube channel. People are like, "I really wanna hear more from Katie. I wanna get this value from Katie. I wanna hear what she's up to. I wanna, like, actually have a conversation with her." So they jump onto my email, and basically what you can create I wonder if I can actually just share this with you guys. Oh, maybe I can. Okay. Let me share my screen with you. Okay, I'm gonna share my screen with you guys. So here's my screen. So here's my channel, right? And over here, I have a link. One of the things that I love, like absolutely one of my most favorite interviews is with Benji Travis. I shared that a little piece of that with you guys on day one. This is a space where people can get value. They can say, hey, like, I want this piece of value. Yeah, let's do it. And then literally, like, all they have to do, put their name, their email address so I know where to send it to, and done. Now, let me stop sharing. Let me share with you why this is important, why this is awesome, why this is like, it's creating value, it's creating like a next level. Sometimes people don't know what they want, right? I work with this all the time. Content creators are like guilty of this a lot. Like sometimes we don't know what we want until we don't like where things aren't working, and then we're like, why isn't it working? And then the people who are smart and really gifted, our mentors in our life, the people who are sharing with us, yo, this is what you need to do. Like they're like, girlfriend, like, come on, let's go. Like you don't know what you don't want. Like you don't want what you blah words. You don't want what you don't know about, right? It's like, okay, like this is why it's so important to have a support system. This is why it's so important to have people in your life that are gifted, have authority in the space, can teach you, can support you. You love their energy, you love working with them, you love being in their space. Like it's really important to have people like that around you because at the end of the day, you don't know what you don't know. And there are so many things about creating content that are overwhelming if you don't have all the steps and all the answers. And it's okay not to have all, like, you get to have step by step working through, right? Like you don't need to know all of the answers before you start, but you get to have people in your life that do know the answers. That do know the answers. So, basically the way that this works is you give people value on your email list. So you, for those of you who are in my email list, you know Katie's giving you value like all week long. And I give value through live trainings. I give value through email lists and like step-by-step processes and motivational support, encouragement, leadership, checking in with you guys. Like I'm constantly giving you guys value to support you. This comes back to service. I had to unlock something in my brain that was limiting me to see the value that I was able to give because I was so stuck on like, well, I don't want to email them too much that they drop off. I don't want to email them too much as like they want to unsubscribe from my email list. I don't want to do something that would make them leave. And this is relevant to your YouTube channel as well. You're going to have some fluctuation, right? You're going to have 50 subscribers, then 47 because two people dropped off. And you're going to feel like, oh my goodness, what did I do? Nothing. Moving on. Moving on. Stop asking yourself that question. It's not you. Trust that the audience that is meant to hear what you are creating will be there. The process, the journey is perfect. We started there today. And we are grounding ourselves today on this. The people who are meant to be there are the people that will stay. The people who are meant to be there in the season that they are there, they'll get to be there. They're the perfect ones to be there. So trust the process. Don't get stuck on who you lose, who you gain, how much, how little. Like, stop. Just stop being there. Email is an incredible space. So I think about it like there's 3 levels of intimacy with people. This is why I use this word. So you've got 3 levels. You've got social media, which is very little. Like people can hide, they can create their own persona. It's very general. It's very vague on social media. No one really knows. Like it's just general passing of communication. Then you have email. Email is like, hey, you're coming into like the inner sanctuary of my communication and direct communication with my people. And then you have like phone numbers, like texting, calling. There are some people in my community that I love them so much. They're my clients, I've trained them, whatever. They get my personal cell because like I trust them, they trust me. We have a relationship, we have communication, like we're through that, right? But like there's levels of trust that you have with people. There's levels of trust. Email is like in the middle, right? It's like you get in on direct communication with people. The powerful part of email is that you have direct understanding of what's happening, who's seeing your content, when they're seeing it, who's responded, who's like, you have every piece of analytic that you need to know. So there's no guesswork. With social media, Facebook, like whatever, with social media, it's so hard to know exactly what's going on and who's seeing your content. Amen? Any of you are like, you posted something and you really just don't know who saw it. And you're like, how do I know what to post next if I don't know what they saw? YouTube can even be like this a little bit too, because it's like, how do you know who are your consistent people unless they're commenting? That's why we encourage so much, right? You get direct feedback when you know who is engaging with your content. Who is engaging with your content and when are they engaging, right? So here's the thing. Email lists are powerful. I'm not going to spend too much time on them because at the end of the day, you get to have the leadership to work through the process. You literally, if you had all of the answers right now, you would be overwhelmed. The reason we don't have all the answers in life, man, we would do nothing. We'd be like, oh, there's so many steps. And like, I can't do this until I do this. And I can't do this. No. Just start. Just do something. Let's do it. You can literally start a YouTube channel today. You can upload a piece of content today. Done. You can start an email list today. You can start a Facebook group today. Like, you can do whatever you want to do. Like, just jump in and do it. Then you get to figure out how to fine tune. And I'm going to land the plane on this because I don't want to spend too much time here. What I want to do here is give you a picture of the possibilities associated with starting your own YouTube channel. There are so many possibilities. You see the people out there in the world who are creating amazing results in the creative careers. You see the amazing content creators on YouTube that are really, really growing. They're happy. They're financially free. They're creating content consistently. And you're like, man, I wish I could be them. No, just get in there, make it happen, start. If you want something in your life, then create it. Create it in your life, make it happen. I'm so sick of hearing people be in limitation, be in scarcity, be in like victim of what they don't have and what they want. And we fight so hard for our excuses. We fight so hard for the reasons why we can't do what we want to do, why we can't create what we want to have in our life, why we can't have that relationship, why we can't have that money, why we can't build that habit into our life. I'm in my 20s. I've spent the last probably 10 years of my life wanting specific habits, wanting specific consistency in my life, and giving myself so many back doors and so many outs for not creating it. I try, I stop. I try, I stop. And I literally had this illogical process, this illogical cycle in my head of, I'm going to start this, I'm going to do it. I don't know why, I'm just going to do it. I want this. Up. Like I got, first day, second day. And I don't really feel like it. And it's okay. Like, it's not really that big of a deal. And then I'd be so judgy. I'd be like, man, I didn't do it. I'm the worst. I can't make it happen. Blah, blah, blah. At the end of the day, it's just me leaving the back doors open. So I have an honest question for you right now. Are you leaving the back doors open? This is the last day of our training, and everything that I've given you, everything that I've served you, there is absolutely no excuse for you to go out and create. There's no reason that you can't pick up your phone and film a video and put it on YouTube right now. Now. Now that we've gotten all the excuses out of the way, you get to ask yourself, am I committed? Am I committed to create the results that I want in my life? Am I committed to create the lifestyle that I really, really want and that I know will make me joyful, will support me in being happy, will leave room, will give space to serving and being generous and being alive. At the end of the day, it is not about the platform, it is not about the mechanism. It's literally about you. And are you committed? Or are you going to fight for your excuses? Are you going to fight for the back door? Are you going to always leave it open and just run back there every time things get hard? Because let me tell you, I've had times in my life that are hard, really, really hard. Emotionally, physically, spiritually. I've had times in my life where I feel like, man, I'm in the desert and I can't get out. But the reality is you're on the verge of getting over that hump, climbing over that wall, breaking down that wall, right? You're getting through it. It's part of the process. But if you don't have a strong why, if you don't know why you want to be committed, if you don't know why this is important to you, your family, your relationships, your happiness, like whatever it is, if you don't know why, then it doesn't matter. You're always going to find a reason, you're always going to find an excuse why it's not important. Why you can wait another month, why you can wait another year, why you can wait another lifetime, because that's what ends up happening. So here's what I want to really encourage you to do right now. I want you to go click that link for YouTube Level Up. That's our workshop. You don't have to sign up for it. If you don't feel like, you get to feel empowered as you make this choice. Even if you're not ready to buy it right now, even if you're not ready to jump in and commit, there is a button at the bottom of the page that says, I'm interested, but I'd like more info. And you can literally book a call with me to have a conversation about this. Here's what I want to create with you: possibility. I want you to honestly be able to look at why you've had these excuses and these patterns in your life that have stopped you from creating what you want to create. We are constantly talking about where you want to be, but you're not there yet. We get to have a conversation. And let me tell you, not everybody, there are 20 people that are going to be in this program starting September 20th. And I think that's actually perfect. I didn't plan it that way. I'm like 20 on the 20th. There are 20 people that are going to be in this program. Not every one of you are going to be right for this program. Not every one of you are going to be capable to some of you are going to be so in your excuses that you're looking at it and you're like, I'm not capable to create this. That's what you think. It's not who you are. It's just what you think. And sometimes we fight for what we think more than the reality. But some of you are going to be perfect, and this is going to be the thing that launches you forward. This is going to be the thing that supports you in really seeing who you're made of, testing that, challenging that, being up for that, and leveling up. Not just leveling up the YouTube channel. Please understand, this is not about YouTube. This is about you and how you're leading your life. This is about you being the leader that you want to see in the world. This is about that. So really consider getting in touch with me so that I can support you literally around what empowered choice can you make right now in this moment. What's the empowered choice you can make? The empowered choice may be saying no to this and yes to someone else. Amen. Yay. There may be somebody else out there that is creating content and supporting content creators in doing that isn't me. Oh my goodness, I know many of them. I'm in relationship with many of them. If you're not the right fit for my program, then you get to go somewhere else and look somewhere else, right? You get to go find the people that will support you in the way that you need support. Great. And you get to jump in and create a choice. There are always choices everywhere. We just get to choose. That's it. That's all. So what I'm asking you is jump in, be in your leadership, and be in demand for coaching, be in demand for support, be in demand for the things that will unlock the fear of making a choice. Because a choice is just in a moment. Like, yes, there are consequences to all the choices we make. Guess what? When we get in a car, there are consequences. When we get on a plane, there are consequences. When we open our mouth, there are consequences. There are always consequences. We just get to move forward and make a choice. So, oh my goodness. I hope you had an incredible time in the last 3 days. I hope that you genuinely got incredible value and incredible content. Here's the thing. My intention, my purpose, I said this in the beginning, and I will continue to say it. My intention for these 3 days was to serve you with the reasons, with the resources to get started right now. You have no excuse. There's everything that you need to know, you know. Everything that you need, like, you are fully capable of creating content. Jump in there and do it. Make it happen. That is the intention of this process, to give you value, to give you support so that you are clear on your next step. Anything else besides that, if like some of you have chosen to jump into my workshop, that's amazing. Some of you will choose not to. That's awesome. Like, that is me giving those who want the next step, right? Not all of you are going to want the next step, whatever, right? Like don't be in judgment of yourself if you are right or if you're not right for this and there's something else out there. I'm giving this to you because I want to support you in the next step. So for those of you who, you're not there yet and you're like, I really want to try this out. I want to give this an honest shot. I've been in my story around this and I'm ready to create, then go do it. And don't do it alone. Be in my community, be in my space. Message me if like you've never started a YouTube channel and you're jumping in now. I love hearing those messages. They just warm my heart. It's so amazing. Be in communication with the people who will give you energy, who will give you love and support, and who will really challenge you in making a choice. Every single moment making a choice. That's what this is about. So I hope that you got that value over the last 3 days, because that's been my intention. And every single day in the last 3 days, I've walked away. Well, in the last 2 days, I haven't walked away yet. I'm not walking away yet. In the last 2 days, I've walked away every single day and I've just been like so joyful and excited and energetic. And I've been like, wow. Like, I'm inspired by you guys. I'm inspired by what you're creating, how you are leading your life, how are you creating and creating empowering choices in your life. Like, wow. That really gets me fired up because that's why I do what I do. So at the end of the day, you are leading your life. And if you want to see something out there in the world that isn't there yet, you are responsible for using your voice and creating it. You are responsible for being in integrity with your word, for being the person that doesn't just say, but actually commits and creates what they want. This is about being in service, about being empathetic, about being an understanding of other people. This is about serving, always serving. When we serve, we build. How would we not build? Of course we'd build. When things are about other people, when we are in service of other people, why would we not want to build? I'm a builder, guys. I'm a visionary. I'm a builder. Like, I love creating things. And the reason I love creating things, the things that stick, the things that I create that like really change the world, those things are because it was always about people. It was always about people. So at the end of the day, if you want something to work, if you've been in scarcity and fear of like, things just don't work out for me, check yourself, check your leadership. Is this about you not being the person for the job, or is this about the people that you want to impact? Let me tell you, when you are looking forward, you will move. When you are looking forward, you will move. I think about this on the treadmill. Like, when I'm on the treadmill, if I'm looking down at my feet, I'm getting slower and slower and slower. I'm losing it. I'm like, ugh. But if I'm looking forward, each step, boom, boom, I'm moving, guys, moving. That's what I want for you. I want you to be movers. I want you to be builders. I want you to be shakers. Like, go create amazing things. And if you walk away with anything from the last 3 days, it's this. You are the person for the job. You are the person to create the vision that you want in the world. You are the person to lead your life. No one else can do it for you. No one else can do it for you. No one else is capable of doing it for you. You. That's all. So, I hope you had an amazing day. Those of you who are subscribed to my YouTube channel, you'll see me around. It'll be different content. This is very unusual for what I like. I don't normally post this stuff on my YouTube channel, but I was like, there are people that get to hear this. There are people that get to learn how to use their voice and how to create possibility in their mind and therefore create possibility through their words and through their actions and through their follow through and through their commitment. So, have an amazing Saturday. Go create something special. Go create something amazing. I hope you had an amazing 3 days with me. And thank you so much for being here live. Thank you so much for being here and commenting and engaging after this is live. I hope you all have an amazing time. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. That's always something I throw out there because I know that there are some people that watch this that are like, I don't know you. Definitely subscribe because you'll see content that is giving you value and support, giving you perspective that supports you in just doing what you need to do, right? Being the person that you need to be to create the result. Hope you have an amazing Saturday. I will catch you guys later and like be the leader. Be the leader that you want to see in the world. Use your voice. All right, you guys. Bye.